my persona.
You were a drug dealer?
I've never been charged.
Nice. You see how she said that, right?
Yeah,
never been
like,
charged.
You're just gonna put me out there like that.
Yeah. Welcome to Be That Way. I'm Novell.
I'm Betsy.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about dating. We're going to start off a dating and relationship series, and this is going to be the first video of many. Why are you laughing?
Because they got the right ones doing it.
Yeah.
Girl, I know all about.
There you go. You go.
Not dating.
So we're going to talk a little bit about, first let's start off with dating over the years and how it might have changed. Like dating in your 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah.
So what was, first of all, what was dating like in your teens and 20s? Like what was the evolution of that for you?
In my teens and 20s. That is very interesting. I actually am not a really devout dater. I'm not a dater. I don't date.
What's that mean?
It's always been, it's been for me historically that, it's almost kind of caveman-ish. Like, I see a girl I like.
You are a caveman.
And then you're my woman, and that's it. And then we're just locked down.
Yeah, so if it was socially acceptable for you to club someone over the head and drag them back to your place, you'd be down for that.
Well, I'm saying that's what was done to me. I'm not saying I would be clubbing. So it was like, somebody.
You're the clubby.
Yeah, somebody zooms in on me and says, okay, you're it. And I'm saying.
So you never have approached a guy, like in your 20s, we're still talking 20s.
In my 20s.
You never approached a guy to maybe corral them or get them or to be,
No, and you know what? You can't really. I'm a very bad example of dating because, in all honesty, I've been in the same relationship for a long time. I was in a same relationship for a long time. So I was with my son's father throughout the high school. When all my friends were hoeing and doing all the good stuff, fun stuff.
Hoeing? What's hoeing?
Just testing the waters and sleeping with different guys, trying to get different sexual experiences and trying to figure out who they are and what they like and what they don't like. I was stuck doing missionary with my son's father.
Stuck doing missionary.
That's about it. So I was with him.
First of all, missionary is awesome.
No, missionary is amazing, especially in the 40s. That and the side stroke. It's my
go-to. Oh yeah, side stroke. You definitely got to get your side stroke game together.
Yeah.
Definitely got to do that.
It's a lazy stroke.
I don't call it lazy. You can be spirited. You got to hold that leg and
spirited.
pump to the motherland. So, but in your 20s, so when you were in your 20s, relationships were relationships easy to come by? Were they hard to come by? Because it's always been my contention what I say that women are in charge when they're in their 20s. Everybody wants a 20-year-old.
That's what you told me. You said something in reference to their sexual marketplace.
Sexual market value.
What did you say, marketplace?
I did, but it was sexual market value.
Sexual market value.
Yeah, it's pretty high for a woman in her 20s.
So I don't feel like mine has changed any per se.
So you've got as many suitors now as you did then?
Yeah, 0. I'm holding steady. I am consistent.
There you go.
I'm consistent with mine.
Consistent Betsy.
Yes.
I got you.
Get you one.
But I'm saying, like, when you were in your 20s, though, it was probably pretty easy to do your thing, though.
It was. In all honesty, I think I've had a great run at finding good partners to be in relationships with. I actually skipped the whole phase, so I didn't get a chance to experience all the fun and stuff. And then now I'm too old to do the things that people are trying to encourage me to do.
Sure. Well, you're never too old.
Yeah. For who I want to be when I grow up,
right?
Because I'm not necessarily grown yet,
right?
But who I want to be when I grow up will not do those things.
But I mean, so like athletically and all of that stuff.
No, I'm flexible. I can do stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Sure.
Athletically? Oh yeah, I'm very flexible. I can do things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
she can do things, y'all.
I think I think the issue, so I think one thing about me is that my son's father set the tone for all my relationships moving after that.
How so?
He kind of established a baseline of what respect is and what love is. And so it was definitely him that kind of made me feel like, oh, okay, this is what a real relationship should feel like. And this is okay. Next relationship I get into, I know either it's going to be this or it's just going to be fun.
Nice.
You know, but this is real. This is what real is. And so from then on, it's just like, if it don't feel like that.
How have they all measured up to him?
It's not about measuring up to him. It's measuring up to how you treat me, how you respect me, and how I feel.
Sure, they're as far as I'm concerned, they're synonymous. But sure, we'll go with that point.
Nobody has measured up to him at all. Like literally, high school boyfriend was the best boyfriend I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's not necessarily it.
Okay.
Yeah, but as far as in relationships, definitely all of my exes, all my boyfriends have definitely been very respectful. It's been genuine relationships, genuine love. No, I never had this whole issue with cheating. I mean, yes, I've been cheated on, but those experiences were anomalies and stuff. Those are anomalies, and it's an issue if you don't expect it. It's only an issue if you don't expect it. And I know that's weird. That's very weird.
No, but is it more accepted in your 20s?
Oh, it was absolutely not accepted in my 20s. Absolutely not. No, it is no way. No, it's not happening. Because it's just, we're young. We're still young. We're still having a good time. There's no need to cheat. We're not in this for the long haul. We're not in this for marriage right now. We're still experiencing. We're still trying to learn who we are. We're still developing and still trying to pick and choose the best partner moving forward. So in no way, shape, or form.
At least the women are.
Well, yeah, definitely. By the time I was 27, I was just like, okay, lock down.
Yeah.
Line, hooked, and
because
sinker.
guys are just trying to fill up as many buckets as they can with life.
Yeah? With life? Is that what you call it?
Sure.
Life, cookies, what? I mean, this is
life-giving seed. We're just trying to pump out as much seed as possible. Now, I'm not gonna say that all guys are, but I can tell you when I was in my 20s, the goal was, as a buddy of mine used to say, Kevin, this is for you.
We're giving a shout out,
and I don't mind putting that name out there. I don't mind putting people's names out there. But he would say that I would approach women with a hard dick and a fistful of lies.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
In my 20s?
Wow.
Yeah, I was.
See, and that is one thing I feel like I am definitely happy I missed out on. I never got the lied to. And maybe I'm just not attracted. Guys are not attracted to the guys that are just because I don't have the big butt and smile. So it's like I think I look up.
Yeah, but sex is sex, and I think you say what you have to say to close the deal. That's what I'm talking about. Lies. It's not necessarily a relationship. When I was in the military, a buddy of mine, Sergeant Champ, and I'm sorry, Champ, I don't remember your first name, but because we just call everybody by our last names, right? But he would always say, "Look, you meet a girl, when you first meet a woman, shut up. Let her do all the talking because she's going to tell you the type of man that she wants. And then you need to become that man." Yeah. And you do everything that you can and you become that man long enough to get the cooter as long as you want it. And then once your true personality comes out or you get tired of it, you dip out, move on to the next.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's how it was in my 20s.
Wow.
I was batting for the average.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's how all my friends were. And I'm not saying that's how everybody was, but that's how I was. It was about closing the deal with as many people as possible. Yeah. Now, once I closed the deal with somebody, I had a tendency to kind of stay with them and try and continue to stay with that person. But it was definitely about as much sex as possible.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I can't say I've had that same experience where I felt like I've been in that kind of situation.
Well, you're the woman.
Well, I mean, somebody has to close the deal, right? But I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure guys were trying, and you were just kind of giving them the Heisman.
Oh yeah, stiff arming them.
Yeah. Yeah. It only works if you get through.
It only works if you get through.
Yeah. Yeah. So you tell, you got to get the game tight, because you come in, first of all, you got to look presentable. You got to get yourself looking nice, right? And then smelling nice, all that good stuff. And then when you meet them, you don't come up to them with a line or anything like that. I mean, usually my line was, "Hi, my name's Novell." I was pretty boring with it, but I would say that, and then you can tell immediately when you introduce yourself to a guy. I mean, because a guy, we're hunters and we are used to hunting, right? So I can tell pretty quickly if a woman is interested just by the way she responds to me and everything. Because the moment you walk up to a woman and you introduce yourself, she's going to look you up and down, and she's either going to say hello or "I got a man" or something like that. She'll shut it down pretty quick. But if she's receptive, then you just say just enough to kind of keep the conversation going, but you try and find out the type of man that she wants. And then you insert yourself into that placeholder.
Very interesting. That's very methodical of you.
That's actually how I approach my interviews as well. When I'm interviewing for a position or a job or a contract or whatever, you sit down, you say enough pleasantries to get the conversation going, and then you listen to the interviewer. He or she is going to tell you what they need. And then you basically tailor all your experience to what they expect or what they want. Not to get off into the interviews and all that stuff, but yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
that's
good.
how we used to do it. But that's in the 20s.
Yeah. In my 20s, I guess I think I was so busy trying to be a hot girl. Like back in those days, there was no such thing as like the hot, whatever they're talking about now, this hot girl summer type thing. I don't know what that means now, but back in the days, I was like definitely into the hot boys and big timers, Lil Wayne, BG, all of them. So
back in my school, we called those drug dealers.
No, I'm talking about that's who I was. Like, this is my persona.
You were a drug dealer?
I've never been charged.
Nice. You see how she said that, right?
Yeah.
Never been charged.
Just don't put me out there like that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I definitely hung out with the illegal crowd.
Sure.
I definitely did. And so with that being said, me and my girls, like I definitely would tease. Shout out to Rashida, since we sending out shout outs. Shout out, girl. But I would always tease my homegirls if I saw that they started getting a little close with a couple of guys or whatever. I'm like, oh, you got a boyfriend now, so that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always a thing to where it's like, no, we're just young, we're free, we're out here just kind of pimping and thugging type thing. So
relationships were kind of disposable.
No, we didn't have. I did not encourage that. It's just like, no, we're single out here. We're not doing nothing. They just want the cooch. We're not giving it up. So just get lost type thing. Because we're not about that. Like we're not out here to just be played with. So if you come in with some serious talk, like if you want to be in a relationship type thing, then of course, then that's something. But we're not going to be out here just being loosey goosey with it.
See, but that's what I'm talking about. Like as a guy, and what I was telling you about, you find out what the woman wants, because some women just want to kind of be casual. And other women want relationships. So you present yourself as whatever it takes to. Yeah. And I'm not saying it was right, fellas. I'm not saying that you should, it's whenever I lean forward, it's always a PSA. It's always a public service announcement. I'm trying to help you guys out. Right. And I'm not saying that you should have. I'm just saying this is what I did in my 20s. Right or wrong, that's just kind of how it was.
20s is such a long time ago, and it spans to me, and I'm including all the stuff that happened when I was like literally 19 and 20 and 21, that cusp. But then once I came to like 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, towards 30s, it's a completely different situation though. Right. I'm a different, like, I feel like even at 25, like I'm way different than I was at 22, like 25, 26, and 27. So I only went to like social events and everything like that, because I'm very antisocial.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a lot of friends. So I definitely kind of stuck to myself and just went places to meet people or whatever. And then my whole point was to seal the deal, meaning to find this person that I want to settle down with, eventually be engaged and get married and have kids.
So that was always the goal though?
Not always, not just when I was 26 and above.
So as you got older in your 20s.
26,
but still in your 20s.
Definitely in my 20s. 26 and above, marriage time. We're looking
now,
for marriage.
Why didn't you get married? Because that's the prime marrying age for a lot of women. Have you, okay, first of all, have you ever been proposed to? Let's put it out there. Front Street.
Yes.
Okay. And how many times?
3.
All in your 20s, in your 30s, 40s?
20s and 30s.
Okay. So the proposals in your 20s, why'd you turn them down? Or did you?
No, I didn't turn them down. We were engaged and it just didn't work out.
Okay.
It didn't work out.
How long did it take how long had you been together and how long did it take for you to find out?
I knew. So that's the thing. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise for me. Like before I date anybody, and that's the thing. It's always been, I know who I'm dealing with in the first place. And so I had my reservations about that person in the first place when we first started dating. But
you accepted their proposal.
I'm talking about, so when we first started
dating. I jumped
dating,
the gun, fellas.
yes,
I'm sorry.
You jumping the gun. When I first started dating, I had my reservations, but I'm not always right. I give that person an opportunity to prove me wrong.
She's not always right.
Right. So I give the person an opportunity to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, we did end because, and it wasn't nothing bad. It was just I felt like the person was just too young. They were in different.
Oh, so what was the age difference?
So I was 27. I believe they were 22.
That's in your 20s, 5 years is a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah. It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
Not as big a deal in your 30s and certainly not in your 40s. I think 40s, 5 years is like 5 months.
Right.
I mean, that's nothing. But in your 20s, it's still a big deal. Yeah,
it was a big deal. Especially I already had like a teenage child at that time. And, the person.
How long had you guys been together?
We were, before we got engaged?
Yeah.
Oh, only a year.
Okay. Yeah. And then how long were you engaged?
About 2 years.
Wow. 3 years and no marriage.
Well, that was the thing. Kind of like, I was just like, hey, if you're not really sure about this, then maybe you should move on and date some other people. Yeah. That was absolutely my intent. I did feel like after he dated other people, I felt like we would get back together. Okay. Once he got older and matured a little bit? And saw that, I was probably the best thing he'd ever had. It's your modesty that really endears me to you. It really is. I never get tired of your modesty. You got him on the phone. You know what? Let's call him in. So Rick, this is Betsy, and I'm on my show, and we were trying to find out if I was the best thing that ever happened to you. Tell these Negroes how good I was to you. Hello. Right. Who is this? Who is this? Betsy. Oh, hey, Betsy. Yeah. No, but we're great friends still. You guys still talk on a regular basis? Very, very regular. Still check out the show. Thank you. Hey, see you out there. What's his name? Right. If you're gonna shout out. He told me I could shout him out, but I'm not doing that. Why? I don't know. All right. So how about the 30s, right? So we've talked about the 20s. How about dating in your 30s? How is that different from your 20s? So and your 40s? And again, I didn't date. I'm a serial monogamous. So after I left that fiance, I got engaged to right. But you dated him first, though. No. What? Wait a minute. How long did you date before you were engaged? The people want to know. Put that business out there. Okay. So I dated. What's the fella's name? No, definitely not saying his name. Bobby. Yeah. Okay, so Bobby. I dated Bobby maybe 6 or something months. Ooh, maybe. Wee, boy. But I've known him my whole entire life. We were in first grade together. We went to first. Count. We're best friends in middle school, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. So he saw me. We were in same classes throughout the whole entire high school. Had crushes. Have all my high school books that has his name in it, saying, "Hey, we should be together." All the other good stuff. So right. And so that's the hook. Yeah, and then of course, when I was engaged to the first guy, he came and was just like, "Hey, we should really do this." We said we were kids that, hey, if we weren't married by the time we were 24, then we'll get married. I'm like, dude, I'm engaged to a whole nother guy. So like, this is not going to work. But then of course, when that engagement, it's not going to work now. And when that engagement didn't work. You just give me some time, buddy. You just give me some time. I'll be there for you. When that engagement didn't work, then come and get it. I went and got it. Yeah. And now I have 2 babies. From
Oh, he was the.
Yeah.
This is. Oh, okay. So you guys dated for 6 months. You'd known each other all your life.
all my life.
And you dated 6 months, and then he proposed. Okay. And this is early 30s. I guess early 30s.
Yeah,
right?
it's early 30s.
Okay. And how long were you engaged?
We were together until 2015, off and on. So.
And when did you get together?
2010.
2010. So about 5 years.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then after that.
That was so rude.
You know, we try and do a show here.
The professionalism is out the door.
Gosh.
I mean,
I tell you, I work hard
listen.
to try and put a good product out here for you guys. And then it's just ruined by
you just riffraff.
Yeah.
You gotta do better.
I'm glad that you recognize.
Just
Yeah.
riffraff.
It's true.
Make better decisions.
I do. I've been making some bad decisions.
And yeah,
lately.
professional choices. Come on, you gotta do better.
Like I said before, I picked you. And I continue to pick you.
Fall from grace.
Right.
Continue to fall from grace.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So after that though, it was have you had any serious relationships since then?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've been busy breastfeeding and taking care of babies and stuff. So it's just like
this, you mentioned breastfeeding before, and
it is a good thing though. I really did enjoy breastfeeding. It's a big thing. It's a big deal. So
right. I'm glad someone enjoyed it because guys, we're not fired up about breastfeeding.
You're not? Mm-hmm. How are you not?
Because just breastfeeding it's like you were saying before. You're a hamburger. You just take.
So the kid is taking all of the fun of the fun bags.
It has nothing to do with that. Take that someplace private.
Oh. Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand you have a right to feed your child, but I think that from a public standpoint, I think that even though it is at that point it's a mammary gland feeding your child, mm-hmm. I think that there still should be a certain element of modesty.
Oh no, you should cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try.
Can't just
whip it out. Yeah. Try to cover it up, but yeah. With that being said, I did feel like, especially after I had the babies and, I was still breastfeeding and, changing diapers and all that potty training and all that stuff. And then it's just like, okay, sure. I've been on dating sites.
Oh, okay.
In my 30s.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Which ones?
All of them.
Black Planet, Match.
This Black Planet is not Black People. Black People Meet. Yes, it's called Black People Meet. My friend actually met her husband on there, and they're doing No, Black Planet is like the MySpace for Black people at one point.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I never got on it.
Yeah, clearly he was not on it.
So Black People Meet, Match.
I was on Elite Singles, I think, at one time. That was the worst, and I actually paid for that subscription.
Wait a minute. Harmony. You didn't pay for the other ones?
Nope.
Why? Because you were female?
No, I just single. You just did the, the free trial or whatever. And then it's like, oh, my free trial is up.
Oh, and you just didn't renew. Okay.
Yeah, and then
because I was about to get fired up. If they don't charge these ladies a subscription, I'm fired. I'm triggered. I'm on
Hinge. I've been on Hinge. I've been on Tinder. Been on Tinder. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's in my 30s. So. Late 30s, yeah.
Late 30s.
In the 30s.
Have you met anybody of quality on any of those sites?
I have met some great guys on these websites. Absolutely, some great guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to divulge a little bit?
What do you want me to tell?
No, I'm saying like.
You want to give some names?
No. I'm talking about as far as.
No.
Okay.
No, but So how's it been? So you told me about your 20s. Tell me about your 30s.
So in my 30s, I realized.
When were you married though? At one time you were married. So you were married between what years?
So I was married when I was 26. I was married and I don't want to put my age out there. No, I was married when I was 26 till I was 32.
Okay.
So my 20s, my mid to late 20s was, tending to my wife and my children mm-hmm. and my home and everything that I was working towards. And in the early 30s. In my 30s, I noticed a change from my 20s. And that was that I had a little bit more cash, right? I had a few more resources. Women were a lot more receptive to me in my 30s. You kind of get yourself together. You got a good job. You got some clothes on your back, and you got a nice car, and women are fired up about that. They are. And in my 30s, dating in my 30s was probably the best time of my life.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's when you have enough resources to be able to do things that you want, take trips, buy stuff, go out, eat, whatever. You're old enough to kind of have the experience, like enough life experience to kind of look at women sideways and not fall for all the shenanigans. And you're young enough to still make your O-face a lot. So, you know what I'm about O-face.
You almost missed me with that one.
Yeah.
You almost missed me.
Yeah, you got it.
Speaking of that, I think actually in your 20s is probably the worst sex that I probably ever had.
Yep.
It's because the guys, they're not there to please.
Be careful, because I get triggered.
Do you?
Real easy.
Huh?
Yeah, telling me that guys don't know what they're doing.
Please tell me what button to push, because I am going to jump on it. Jump on
They
it.
don't. We struggle.
Men
we struggle.
don't. I don't think they try to please, honestly and truthfully. So.
Oh yeah, it's about spurting off.
And I don't think women even know what they're doing in the first place.
Nope.
And so, and especially, luckily for me, I didn't have to go, like I said, through this phase of trying to do all these different experimental things with all these different people. But, I didn't even realize that there was anything other than just regular penetration, all this other extra stuff like, special attention, oral sex and stuff like that. That didn't even come into my realm.
I was wondering if you were going to say it.
Until late 20s. Late 20s is when I started actually thinking, not sheltered.
Yeah.
I think I was just so bullheaded.
Yeah.
I was bullheaded. And I was thinking like, no, only certain demographics do those things.
Yeah.
Regular people don't do those things.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And so, of course.
Watching a woman come, boy, not to get too whatever.
It's too late. You didn't.
Boy, I tell you, I can't get enough of that.
Okay.
No, seriously.
Okay.
Like, it just, and it doesn't matter how you get it done. Fellas, just get it done. Just get it done.
I mean, it's easier said than done.
True.
I don't think that's
some women just
easier.
aren't, either they don't know what they want or what does it for them, or they just aren't orgasmic. They just don't. But anyway, in my 30s, there was a lot of women out there that were literally throwing it at me. And in my 30s, I started to get a little bit more discerning, right? I started to look for quality over quantity. And especially in my mid to late 30s, because I'll be honest, in my mid 30s, early to mid 30s, like right after my divorce, I was hitting a lot of young chicks. I mean, like young chicks. Like I was going to demo up in Gwinnett. Shout out to Shanika. And we were, I was walking in there and she was a manager.
Are we shouting out our sex partners right now that gave us good stuff?
I shouldn't have.
God,
I shouldn't have. But I'll tell you what.
Girl, those things that you do, girl.
I'll tell you what. It wasn't that it was like fantastic, but she was young and she was, a dancer. And I was fired up about that. But I tell you what. Ultimately,
what kind of dancer are we talking about?
Not an exotic dancer. She was.
I just making sure. I just had to ask.
No, she was still in school.
And so was Diamond.
I don't know who Diamond is.
Players Club. She's very famous.
So, Shanika was 20.
How do you not know Players Club?
You talking about the Bernie Mac one?
Yes.
Bernie Mac one? Okay. Yeah, I watched it a long time. That was Lisa Ray, right?
Yes, it was Lisa Ray.
I never was fired up about her.
Yeah, Diamond was.
She's cute.
She's in college,
but
she was a dancer. There's a lot
too much. She had too much ass.
In Georgia, there are a lot of strippers that are dancing their way through college.
I don't date strippers.
Where they're dancers, not strippers. They
anyway, she was in the School of Performing Arts out in Gainesville.
Okay.
And she was like 20. She was like 20.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like 33.
Ooh.
And So she invited me out to one of her shows, which I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I went out there, and this was really ultimately the beginning and end for us, because I went out there and I felt like a dirty old man.
Should have.
Because she was showing me her dorm room, and I was meeting all of her college buddies. So I'm meeting like girls
19
that are
19.
Yeah, 18, 19, 20. And I was like, oh
not
my
legal
God.
to drink yet.
True enough, I didn't look 33, but I felt 33. I was a dirty old man. I was like, these, yeah. And as my daughter gets older, that raises my age. Actually, my ideal age right now for a woman, right this second, is probably 35.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably my ideal age. They could be older, not too much younger though. That's my ceiling, my floor, right there. But in my 30s, it was about finding quality, and I met a lot of good women. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of good women. With relationships that carried on into my 40s.
Now within your 30s now, let's get into this whole debate that we've had, because I want to hear it. I want you to try to figure out how you're going to spew this garbage out about dating.
By the shovel. I'm shovelful.
About dating and your perception of women who know what they want and decide that if they want to get physical with somebody because they already know that this is a person that they like. How do you feel about these ladies that decide that they already know what they like, and so they don't have to wait the 90 days. They don't have to wait the 60 days.
So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I'll give you my primer on that. I think that the best way to keep a guy is to deny him sex. I think. This is just me. Because I think that the faster a woman gives it up, the quicker that I'm going to dismiss her as a jump off. Now, obviously every situation is different, but the quicker that I can execute on a woman, the quicker she's in the cut buddy box.
So she's a cut buddy because she saw something in you that she felt like was quality.
Like I said, every person is different.
No, we're talking about you.
But as far as I'm concerned, the way that I approach life, that's how I would. It's not about, and maybe it's and okay. So, and as I get older, I realize that the world isn't quite as black and white as I thought it was. So I'm willing to accept that there are exceptions to the rule. Right. But I think that my mentality in general is that fast women tend to be a little looser in their morals and the way that they approach life.
Well, just because she decided that you are the one that checks all the boxes, and that you are that the knight in shining armor.
Sure.
And he's finally here. I finally met the perfect man. Oh my God, he's here. I'm ready to give it up. I want him to have these cookies. Every person before him has never had it, but this guy, he can get it.
Sure. Now, I'm going to put it to you like this. In my 30s, especially my late 30s, I would probably start to deny her at that point, because I want to find out what she is before I start getting physical with her, before I start going down that path, because I can tend to be a little, I don't want to use the word emotional, but I get involved.
You should be attached.
Okay. If attached is the word, for the lack of a better word, attached. But
it's a good word.
It's a good word. It's a
lack
word.
of a better word. You chose this word.
I mean, if it's, for me, I don't want to get attached to somebody that I don't want to get attached to. So I want to find out about a woman first.
Now that to me sounds more reasonable than to say that this person is loose because she chose you.
Well, my reason for it though is, again, I'm talking about how I approached life then. And
this is not your beliefs now.
My beliefs now are foundationalized in those beliefs, but the reason why, when I was growing up, fast women were great, but they were fast, and you don't marry fast women.
Are those the same beliefs you have now? And my question is,
I think it's a little bit.
Do you think that a woman that has talked to you, so I'm not saying, that you haven't had any conversation at all whatsoever. It's not like she looked at you and said, okay, he's it. But more so that you guys have actually had conversations, you've talked, you've got to know each other a little bit, more than strangers.
Right.
And she's saying, yeah, I think this is it. I'm feeling his vibe. We have chemistry. I think, honestly, this person right here, I'll hedge my bets on him. I'm ready to risk it. I'm ready to risk it all.
Okay.
And I want to hedge my bets on this particular person.
And you're saying this is happening in a short time span?
Yeah, in a short time span.
What's a short time span?
I'll say in a matter of, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks.
And what's your question?
Do you consider this person loose or fast because she's ready to take it there and get physical with you in such a short period of time?
Yeah,
and
3 weeks.
She's going to be a cut buddy for them.
I think 3 weeks. You can find out a lot about somebody in 3 weeks. It's a short period of time. It comes down to the conversations. Mm-hmm. You can tell that somebody is fast and loose by the way that they talk. So I can get a good feel for somebody in 2 to 3 weeks.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I very much think so.
I can get a good feel for somebody in 2 to 3 weeks. So I can tell if they're fast and loose. And I'll tell you, I'll put it to you like this: if I sleep with you after 3 weeks, you're a cut buddy.
So we're back to that.
No, what I'm telling you is that if I sleep with you, then that means that I'm not, because I'm in control of my body. Just because she wants it doesn't mean that we make it happen. So if I'm going to take it as fast as I want to take it. So if I consider you as somebody that's fast and loose, but I'm really attracted to you, and you're a cool enough person that we're talking about 30s, not my 40s, and you're a cool enough person that I think I could hang out with you and potentially be friends or something like that, yeah, I'll sleep with you. In my 30s.
In the wise words of Roddy Ricch, this dick ain't free.
Right. This dick ain't free.
It ain't free, baby. Just it comes with a commitment, okay?
Right.
And some emotional attachments,
yeah.
Okay?
So, so if my thing is, if I deny you sex, I like you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I see something there, and I don't want to
ruin it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, and I'm not even going to say, because I take agency in things that I do. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with her. It's all about my viewpoint on the relationship and how I feel about what's going on.
Okay. And now in your 40s, because you say you keep differentiating between the 30s and 40s. Now in your 40s. In
my 40s.
Well, I mean, I know you barely touched 40 yet. I mean, you just turned 40 just recently. So in my 40s, I don't get physical with anybody that I'm not on a track to marry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many tracks have you been on?
Since
how many tracks
in my life
since you've been 40? You said in your 40s.
Women that I've slept with?
No, it's just saying you won't sleep with somebody unless you've been on the track to marriage. And so how many tracks have you been on? Tracks to marriage.
In my 40s? Joke, but. One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're on a track to marriage?
Now?
Well.
No.
How long have you been in your 40s?
7 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
8.
Golly. Woo! The things you learn when you podcast with somebody. Good gracious.
Girl, you knew that.
I did not know you were that old. That old. I would have been more gentle with you.
So.
I did not.
Here we go.
I would have been more gentle with you. Yes,
what
sir.
You mean? Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Betsy and I have known each other for about since
rudeness.
See, that was mine this time.
Rudeness.
Let me think. We'll edit out. We'll edit out when my phone goes off. We'll keep hers. Hers will stay on. But no, in my 40s, I think that with
you said how long have we known each other?
We've known each other for what, January 2017.
16.
Was it 16?
It was 16.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So we've known each other a little over 4 years and a couple of months. Mm-hmm. Right. So
2016.
So I was in my 40s then. You were in your 30s.
I sure was. Look at you. You trying to rob the cradle.
A ripe.
We want to do
a ripe young
Kelly
flower.
and me and stuff.
Yeah, without the pissing. Absolutely.
Golden showers.
Absolutely. Although golden showers, I can't imagine. Well, we won't get into that. So, but yeah, I think that from a dating standpoint, my viewpoint of the world and women has changed from quantity to quality. Mm-hmm. And now how I approach sex is that for me, if I don't get married again, okay. I'm not looking for marriage. I'm looking for a companion. And if a companion turns into marriage, great. But she's got to check off some boxes for me to marry her or be on that track.
Pretty much. If she wants the dick, she has to marry him.
I'm not saying that, but we got to be on track too. Yeah. I got to want to marry you, or at least can see myself with you.
So when you keep talking about this quantity thing back in the 20s, my thing is like, can't you get a lot of sex from one person?
Oh, but no. When I'm talking quantity, I'm talking bodies.
I know, but I'm saying, but why?
Hell yeah.
Why can't
that's how it should be. You find somebody and you grind them up.
Okay, and then so what's the point of having all these other extraneous people around?
Like my boy Ken said, who's Kevin's brother.
Oh gosh.
Today is shout out. Today is shout out day.
Yeah, they're shot out though.
Yeah. Well,
with these ideologies that they're coming up with. What did Ken say?
Ain't no pussy like new pussy.
Interesting.
A lot of guys feel that way.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
I guess. Yeah. Okay, so where are we going with this?
I think that to wrap it all up, I think that dating in my 20s and 30s and 40s has changed me in the sense that I'm a little bit more careful about who I engage with and who I let into my circle of life, because you can't just let anybody in, because everybody ain't for, I got kids and I got friends and stuff, and I don't want to just bring any old body around. Like I'll trot you around.
Oh. But would you give me the dick though?
Do you want me to answer that in front of the people?
No. Moving on.
Right.
Moving on.
I guess the question is, do you want me to cut that out?
No. But in my 40s, honestly,
I love it. She's got
I'm all talk. Don't be calling my bluff.
Right.
Like, hey, all right.
Yeah.
All
okay,
right.
Sport. All right.
Okay, good.
I got you.
Gracious. But no, in my 40s, actually, I've become more content. Like we talked about, like 27, that
content
age to 30. Being the marrying.
I'm listening.
27 to 30, early 30s that's the prime time to get married. That's what my goal was. Like I found somebody, then I found another person, you know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, I wanted to be married, but now I'm just like, I'm not even thinking about relationships at all whatsoever. I'm very happy with where I'm at. And just hanging out with my kids and just doing family things. Cause I think, I don't know. I just don't see people. I don't know. I just think in my age now and where I'm at in my life now, cause now I have young kids, cause my oldest son is grown.
Yeah.
I just want to do family things. Mm-hmm. And I
like Mooney.
Yeah. Mooney's
your son. I like your son.
He's dope. Hey, Mooney.
What's up, Moon?
But, I just want to do family things. I don't want to go out and party. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to do anything but just kind of veg and cook dinner. And I would enjoy to have sex one day, but it's fine if I don't. It's okay. Who needs a pussy anyway?
One day. That's important to me. Yeah. And that's another thing as far as what we were talking about before. I'm looking for a woman that is about family. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily, I'm kind of done chasing money. I'm good on money. I'm flush. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's about finding somebody that has some family values that I can share with. And we don't necessarily have to have kids, produce kids, create kids.
Oh, because I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would you date somebody that does not have kids and wants to have kids? Because you're still fertile.
No, I'm not.
I mean, well, you can be, I guess.
I had the procedure.
Well, would you reverse it?
I would.
Okay.
But she's got to put in a strong argument.
Okay. You would. That's dope.
Yeah, I would. Because it's a simple outpatient surgery. But again, because
you have some dope kids, man.
I like them.
You have some really freaking dope, some really cool kids.
Actually,
shout out to Cheyenne. It's her birthday today.
Today is Cheyenne's birthday, so I got her a little gift today.
Did you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I can tell you what it is. I got her a picture of Jack.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's nice frame and matted out, and I mean, we don't have but so many services open to us these days. But I got one of her pictures and I blew it up, and it's a really cool picture. I'll show it to you when we finish up here. But
yeah, he has some cool kids. My thing is, I would not, in my 40s right now, my age, I don't want to date somebody that does not have kids. I don't want to, but it seems like all the people that are attracted to me are the ones that don't have kids, and I think it's because I have a gang of kids.
Why would you want one that had kids?
I want somebody that has kids because, for one, I don't want any more. And I want a big family. I want a lot of kids. I like somebody that I can commiserate with, who has just the same issues with the kids being loud and rambunctious or whatever. And just, of course, when you bring more kids around each other, they entertain themselves, and so adults can do adult things.
No, the energy level increases exponentially.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that, and they entertain themselves. I do. I like all of that. So yeah, I would prefer somebody that has kids. But yeah, it seems like everybody that is really attracted to me are the people that don't have kids, and they think that my uterus is open for business because, like, oh, you already have kids, so it works. Yeah.
She's fertile.
But no, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
My eggs are rotten. I want you to really understand that.
They're not rotten.
So,
you got some good kids.
No.
Especially that old one.
No, Mooney's the only good kid I have. That's the only good kid. The rest of them are smart and very loving.
Let's move on. If you want to get more content on Be That Way, just subscribe to the channel, and by all means go to my YouTube channel. That's just go to YouTube and just search for Novell Way and just look up Dewey Groove, and I mean, I'm right there. I mean, Betsy's got some stuff going on out there, but
I have nothing going on.
But really, Novell,
this guy needs all the help he can get.
I do.
Yeah, please subscribe, and then also check out BR_Shine at Snapchat.
Yep.
You'll see all the
you know what? Be That Way also has a Facebook page. Just Be That Way on Facebook, and we also have an IG. Be That Way podcast. And so, yeah, on IG. Check it out. By all means, check it out. Check it out.